Hello, tubers out there, fellow gardeners. So it's the 30th. Wow. End of a year, end of a month. We got snow. Hasn't gotten above 6 degrees in a week. It's just all good. So I remember this video here I put up a little while ago about drilling the caps instead of buying the actual screens. They actually work fairly well. Screens will probably be better in the long run, but they actually work pretty well. So I just was going to stick this in here at the beginning of this video to show it to you. I'm actually doing video on my Canon Vixia of this whole process of growing the barley in the trays. But basically I did is I measured out 1 pound of barley seed in these jars. I put this jar on the scale and zeroed it out and then filled it up to 1 pound, 16 ounces. Filled it up with water and put the cap on and let it sit upright overnight for about 12 hours. And then I dumped the water out and refilled the jar up and then dumped the water out again through the cap. And then I just left them on their side. Now they have these brackets that you can keep the bottles inverted at an angle, which is probably the best thing to do, and then all the water drips out. But I was going cheap, so this is the way I did it. And I did this for every day. I did this every day. Did the same thing, dump the water out, and set them on the table like this. And on the 4th day, I put them out into trays. So then I put them in the trays with the black with the perforated and the white on the bottom, and hit them down with some water on them, and then I put a clear plastic top on top to keep the moisture in. Right now, the house is probably as dry could be, so to keep moisture in seems like a good idea. The tops I have are only 2 inches tall. I've seen people use the really tall plastic covers so that they can stay in the moisture, for as long as possible. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route or not, but right now I'm just using the clear 2-inch covers. And they're not the cleanest as possible. I've been using them for a lot of other things. Perfectly clear. They're about $2 a piece down at the grain store. So in the next video you'll see them in action. So here are the trays now. This is I think it's day 3 or maybe 4. I probably did a better job of making note of my days. I think it's day 4 because yesterday I didn't bother with them at all. So, and this tray over here, this is actually that's been a couple weeks old now. So as you can see, as it sits, doesn't stay green forever. It exhausts itself out and then starts turning brown. So there's a time when it's time to harvest, just like the microgreens, and there's a time to not let them go past. So you notice that quality thing with the lines. I have my this is a power short shot, and I have it on the high quality, HD quality setting, and it picks up the pulsing of the lights, whereas my Vixia is on the very high quality HD setting, doesn't pick up that. But Vixia, that quality doesn't get recognized by the PC very well. So it only really works with Final Cut. So here I am. I got a pump sprayer. You pump it up and then you can spray the water on it, which they are very cool. And they save the hand action. And I'm misting the plants, which is what I've been doing. I've been misting every day. And then I put the plastic cover back on. This way I don't overwater, because it doesn't use a lot of water to grow, and then you end up with stagnant water in the white tray, which tends to pick up an odor. And I don't think the odor is a healthy odor. So I haven't been putting water in the bottom of the tray. You can see it's dry. So I just water from the top, and it gives it enough moisture to grow. And this is a pretty easy way to do it. Some people will bring it over to the sink and hose it down with the sink sprayer. And you could do that if you wish, and let it drain out and then put it back into the white tray. But this seems like it works pretty well. I think if I was doing them in larger quantities, maybe I would do it differently. But this way you can sit down in a chair, you can chat with the plants, tell them how your day's going. They're great listeners, these plants. They really listen to what you have to say to them. And they don't talk back. That's an amazing thing too. I don't get a lot of talking back with these plants. Not like the sunflowers. The sunflowers are always yap, 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 yap. But these are pretty good about it. They just sit and listen, and yeah, they're pretty good about listening. We could call this barley listening plant, or listening barley, or barley listens. Yep, maybe I can put that as the name of the video, barley listens. So these sprayers, they have a lock on it too, so that you don't have to hold the button down even. You can't really use them with any kind of mixture, because they'll clog up. So it's just for water. So I'm showing you these sunflowers here up close. You want to see those second set of leaves? That's about as much as you want to get for those leaves. There's another one here. The second set of leaves have no flavor, and they're a little furry. See, those are a little too big. You could pinch those off, but if you imagine having 1,000 of these sunflowers in which you have to pinch them off, not that I ever done that before. Well, I have actually done it before, when I missed my harvest day. If you're going to juice them, then it's perfectly fine to let those leaves pop out. But if you're using them for anything else that your mouth is going to notice the texture, you want to harvest before that.